When you found out that your garden has infested with pests or parasites, please don't throw a tantrum, rather investigate and find a better way or solution. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Madonna of Start a Small Garden. For today's video, I'm going to share with you on how to deal with garden pests without chemicals and 5 ways. So let's get started. For the first one is create an ecosystem to attract predatory insects. So nature has a natural way to control pests or garden pests, and by attracting beneficial insects like ladybugs, mantis, green lacewings, flies, ground beetles, bees, wasps, bugs, spiders, frogs, toads, or lizards. These are really very important predatory insects. So given the proper ecosystem and environment, these creatures can patrol in your garden 24/7. So what kind of garden pests you have right now? Please comment down below or share it with us. Thank you. So in order for you to attract these beneficial or predatory insects, you must provide them, of course, of shelter and food. So one time, I am so worried in my garden because I have a lot of baby grasshoppers and aphids in my vegetable garden. And I was imagining already that, oh my goodness, my garden will be eaten in one night. So I waited for a while until I noticed a lizard starts to defend my garden. So creating healthy habitat for your predatory insects or small reptiles reduce this headaches or stress for you. And I even encountered green raft snake in my vegetable garden. So at first, it's alarming, but without using any pesticide, these helpful creatures or beneficial insects or predators are awesome helpers in the garden. So I can't thank them enough for their contribution. So when it comes to pests, try to avoid removing them immediately, especially when their population is still small. Because when there's not enough pests in the garden, sometimes there will be no reason for predatory insects to be present as well. But not all the times, and from my own experience, green or black aphids infestations or pests can be alarming in the garden sometimes because aphids can multiply rapidly. They are really sap-sucking insects. You will see it in different variety of vegetables, especially beans. They love it very much. And they can multiply or breed when they're just a week old. So that's just a reminder. So that's why for the number 2, I highly recommend to use companion plants or sacrificial plants. Yes, there are a lot of sacrificial plants that you can use that is really beneficial for predatory insects and pests or parasites in your garden. You can plant some basil, lavender, nettle, French marigold, lemongrass, marigolds, herbs, or nasturtiums, to name few. So my favorite ones are nasturtiums and marigolds. Not only they are companion plants, they can also add beauty as well to your garden, as their flowers are edible and attractive too. So I noticed caterpillars, especially the army caterpillars, they love marigolds, and ladybugs like nasturtium. And for the third one is that you're using crushed eggshells to scatter around your garden beds. I highly recommend this because I've been using it for a long time already, and I never encountered any one slug or snail in my garden. So this is really very effective, even though it's not appealing to see eggshells scattered in your garden beds or in your container. It really does protect your garden from snails and slugs. And all you have to do is to sprinkle some crushed eggshells at the base of your vegetable plants. Eggshells are rich in minerals, especially calcium, so I highly recommend it, especially for tomatoes and peppers. You can also use traps. Some people they use beer, but I haven't tried yet so far. I have used eggshells and it really works for me. And for the number 4 is that keep your plant or vegetable plants healthy. So you will notice that most of the time the weak plants are the ones that being attacked by pests or parasites. First, so by keeping your plants healthy and providing them with healthy soil and good fertilizer, they can really deal with garden pests naturally. And of course, being attentive to your garden is really important to, because the more you visit them, the more you will become aware of the situation and how many pests do you have. So the more you can handle the situation better or the pest better. And for the number 5, if you opt for store bought organic spray, I highly recommend the neem oil with azadirachtin. It will help reduce the population and breeding of the pests in your garden. It's an organic way. I believe it's from the neem tree. So I think you just have to spray it weekly to lessen their population. So lastly, sometimes when you create an ecosystem for predatory insects, you can also attract their predators. For example, like cats and dogs or your house pet. I have one here. I have a cat here. This is not mine, but it's from the neighbor who already sold their house. So it come and go. It does comes here in the garden, and then it likes to hunt for lizard or skink on a squirrel or other predatory or small reptiles it can find. So at first, in a long period of time, it does like to stay in a garden bed and chase around with other insects or lizard, and it can be devastating, especially if you have seedlings or small plants. It can be good or bad to have cats in the garden, and especially if you let it live in the garden, it can cause damage, especially if you have pots, they could topple over. It happened to me and I experienced it. What I can advise, instead of one shooing it, because it does go back, what I do is I use a water spray or a hose or a water gun. It's really effective, very very effective. And I'm going to give you a last tip, or for a bonus, is to prune your plants, because when there's no airflow, they're more prone to more pests. It can spread rapidly. Pruning your vegetables, vines or leaves once in a while is really very beneficial. So there you go guys, that's how to deal with garden pests without chemicals. Thank you for watching, and if you want to watch more videos, I have a whole playlist there for you. Plus check it out if you want to. And if you have any questions or suggestions, please comment down below. I would love to hear from you. Happy gardening, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye!